right, so now we're recording. So yeah, I'll give it to you. So you want me to go ahead and start going to the beginning, correct?
Yeah, just go all the way back. Go back about 6 months, and then we're gonna go ahead and just mark it up. And we're gonna, take some looks at it. So what we like to do is we try to go back in history so we can get some intel and just kind of look at what's going on with it. We'll use Nas today because that's one of my favorites to trade is Nas.
Same here. Nas and gold outside of Forex.
Yeah,
you guys
so
all love the
Nas. And some people, don't like Nas. They think it's a little sporadic, but again, it's all about a relationship. It's about what's going on. And then also it's about leverage and risk management. The biggest reason why a lot of people lose is because of lack of risk management. You can have the correct, entry, but if you are over leveraged, what happens is that you can't handle any type of drawdowns or anything like that. So that's what ends up happening. You end up not being able to handle the drawdown. So now if it's having a drawdown, it may end up wiping you out, or it may end up just putting a lot of stress on you where you may panic because you wasn't able to wait or be patient based off of what that it's about to do. One of the basic fundamentals in trading is that you never want to go against the momentum of the market. So if the market is trending up, you want to make sure that you're looking for entries that's going to provide you to take advantage of the market going up. If the market turns and now it's going into a downtrend, you want to take advantage of the market when it's going down. So entries, like if I don't know if you can see my little thing, but anyhow, if you can, let me see if I can highlight that now. Well, we'll wait till we get into it. But when markets are trending, you want to always look for plays within the trend. That's going to give you the highest percentage opportunity to win. But if you're going against the market, that is when you're setting yourself up to be destroyed, because even if it's drawing down and you anticipating a drawdown, if that market changes, or if a bank or something start to manipulate and come in that market and start to push it down, then that's what happens with a lot of people when they sit and looking at their account, like it's going to come back. I know it's going to come back. And then it just keeps going down, down, down. And then they end up either blowing their account or losing a lot of money. Whereas if it was going against you, or if you're going against the market and you see that it's getting kind of ugly, it's best to get out the market, reassess, because if you find the right trend and what's happening, now you can end up making all your money back and some, if you actually learn how to actually exit and just take your loss and then just reassess. And then you'll be able to see, like, okay, I see what's going on. Here's what happened. And now you're able to go back and maybe find a great entry. And then now you can make your money back. I done seen many times where I done been in a trade that it started drawing and it went against what I thought was going to happen. And all I did was jump out, watch what it did.
Oops.
Hey, Anthony, you're on mute. You muted yourself.
I'm sorry. So that's why, so like I was saying, is that I've been in trades before where, it was going the other way. I end up, realizing I just got out of it, reassessed it, see what I missed. And then when I figured out what I missed and I realized, oh, okay, here's another entry. So, or here's a new entry. So then I do a new entry and then boom, it bounced back. I get my money back that I lost, and then it go ahead and do what I thought I was going to do in the first place. And it's all good. So that's why you have to have, you have to know the trends. You have to make sure that you never trade against the trends, because that's how you become a profitable trader. If you trade, against trends, you're looking at having a really difficult trading career, because you may make some money here and there, but you're not actually using the necessary skills that you need in order to consistently be profitable. And for me personally, I do some, longer trades. I can stay in some trades and, put a trade in at night and, wake up the next morning, or what we like to call pillow trades. But it's always trades that I'm trading actually, with the market. I'm with the trend, and I find the right type of entry, and I'm able to be in there because I've seen a trend. And I'll show you one. Hopefully once he finished marking this up, I'll show you one. So what he's basically doing is that he's going in and he's marking it up. He's just finding all the supports, all the support and resistance, these zones. And he's actually doing, I think the first one he's doing are you doing the 4 hour right now?
The 15-minute.
Okay, so he's starting with the 15 minutes. So he's marking up all the zones, going back 6 months, marking up all the 15-minute. Then he's going to actually, right after that, he marks up the 15-minute. He's going to go and do the 30-minute. Then he's going to jump to the 1 hour, and then he's going to jump to the 4 hour. And then what he's doing is he's going to color code all of them. And then when we come back to the future, we'll have the color codes and the zones for each zones. We'll have the color code. So we'll be able to actually look at these zones and be able to kind of look at the history and what's going on with these, and then find these zones. And this is why I tell you, you're able to kind of see the future kind of tells you, what's going to happen. I mean, the past tells you what's going to happen in the future. You're able to go back and you're able to see it. So that's what he's doing. Yeah.
And to give you guys another tip as well. So when you're on the 15-minute and you're trying to go back 6 months, basically what that means is you want to scroll all the way back. I know I had marked this. I know I didn't erase everything. Hold on. Okay. So when you go all the way back, you just want to go back as far as possible until, where's my vertical line?
Usually about 6 months. If you can go back
6 months.
Yeah.
And you'll know that when you actually, when price starts to disappear like it is here and you don't see anymore, that's when you can put your vertical line here. Because that's as far as you can go. That's as far, that's how much data that TradingView is able to hold, as far as knowing how far price went back. So then when you get to this point, you can put a vertical line, and then you can start marking up support or resistance on a 15-minute. Go ahead, Anthony.
No, yeah, that's exactly right. So you're going back about 6 months. You're gonna mark up your 15. You're gonna pick a color, red, blue, purple, whatever color you like. Just mark it up. You're going to go into each support zones, and you always want to mark up from the wick all the way up to the actual candlestick. So you go from the wick all the way up until you touch the candlestick, and he'll show you what that means here in a second as he does it. But you always want to get the wick, because it actually allows you to just kind of highlight those particular zones.
Yeah, and so like wicks here, this is a good one because price interacted with this. This is probably an order block, and that's what made price do a very huge imbalance sell down to here. So this is a good example.
Yeah. So, exactly. But you see that it was a trend in that little section right there. It was a trend that was actually happening, but someone may have gotten in to this and thought like where he's at, it was a trend. It's an uptrend. It's going in an uptrend, but it's got some peaks and some valleys. But you have to know the trend. If the trend is going up, then you're definitely looking for opportunities to buy. Because it looked like it's in an actual bullish market right now.
Yep, right here.
Yeah.
Because they had to pull price back to fill imbalance. And then ultimately, once they filled all those imbalances, then they bought it up. And that's why price went to the next floor and even broke this here.
Right. And then also the markets is always going to come back and test and retest. And when you got an bullish, candlestick that allows you to, and a bullish candlestick, a lot of candlesticks is going to give you, they'll give you tails in terms of what's about to take place. So that's why we go back into history, because you're going to see a pattern, a candlestick pattern that is going to be consistent. And when you see this pattern, it's going to always give you a tell as to what's going to happen. And it's always going to have to deal with the market coming back and testing and going down and coming back and retesting. And then eventually, one test, okay, you want to just be paying attention. If it comes up and tests again, then technically it's giving you a sign. And then if it comes that third time, then if you ain't ready to jump in there, then you got your eyes closed, you sleep, you about to miss out on the opportunity of some money, because that's typically what happens in this market. It's going to always come and it's going to test, retest, and then it's going to go to another zone. And you want to be in when it's ready to move on to that next zone. And that's what allows you to be able to ride. And I'm more of a pip and dip type dude. So I usually get in and get out. I don't necessarily stay in it. And that's how I'm able to do like, $250,000, $700, $600, because I tend to get in and I get out. And then I do a technique, which I call is like stacking. When I know that I got the momentum in my favor, I'll go ahead and stack, which saves time, because now I don't have to sit and watch the market all day. I take advantage of that one play, and then I'm in and out of there. And it may be 2, it may be 3 trades. I might even have 4 trades on that one position. And then when it takes profit, I'm in and out. So if I was trading at $1, and let's say I end up finding 3 positions, that's $3. Every time it moves 10 pips, that's $100. Or 10 points, that's $100. So if I got 3 trades on a position, when it just moves this little 10 pips, that's $300 every time it moves. So if it moves to 10 pips, I quickly made $3. If it moves 20 pips, now I made $600. If it moves 30 pips, now that's $900. And that move can happen within just a few minutes. So now within minutes, because I got that position, I'm in and I'm out. And then usually I'll shut it down for the day and go on about, going about the rest of my day. And then all I do is I kind of pay attention to the market based off of what I know I think is going to happen. And then the rest of the day, I watch that to see if it does what I think is going to happen, which sets me up for the next day. Because when the market closed, it kind of reestablished a different market, but it gives you all kind of tell. So you see how like where he's going to the wick. So there you go right there. So that's good. So watch how he's going from the wick to the body on these and putting these zones in. There go one right there. So you went to the wick. Your support zone on that one probably is a little bit down some. I'll be honest with you. Your zone is probably right here. Yeah. Your zone probably should come down here to the wick. Yeah, to the wick, all the way up to the body. From the wick there to the body. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be a little bit more, realistic. There you go.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So there's different types of ways that people trade. My advice to you guys is, first and foremost, you have to be consistent. So that means that you got to find time to trade. You have to find time to trade every day. Hold on, my computer about to die.
Yeah, so basically, guys, we're just basically marking up supply and demand zones based off the body of the candle and the wicks. So we pretty much marked up everything on the 1 hour, 30 minutes. And now we're gonna go to the 1 hour. Go ahead, Cuz.
Okay, so here's some of the key things that you guys need to do, and you probably want to take notes for this, because this, if you want to be an effective trader, this is some of the things that you have to do. You have to do this. If you don't do this, then you're going to be, putting yourself in predicaments where it's going to be difficult for you to actually become profitable. Okay, so one of the things that you have to do is, first, you got to find time to trade every day in some type of capacity. You have to find some time. You also need to pick a currency or indice or something that you need to pay attention to every day, and then you want to also monitor it throughout the day. even if you're not trading. So when you're on a lunch break at work or you got a little bit of time, go on and look at it. Where is it at? What is it doing for the day? Not looking at it like, oh man, I just missed out on some money. That ain't what's important. What's important is getting familiar, establishing relationship. Just like you establish a relationship with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girl, you have to kind of get a feel for what's going on with it. What are you looking at right now on the screen? What you see on the screen is human beings. It's emotion. It's emotion, and it's being driven by a couple of factors. It's being driven by news sometimes. It's being driven by, institutions, the big banks. So all these things are in play that's driving this market, that's causing, a lot of the effects of this market. So knowing that is half the battle. So once you understand it and know that, that benefits you, because now you can actually take your emotions out of it. In order to be an effective trader, you have to actually take your emotions out and apply your intellect. You have to have your emotions over your intellect. If you got your emotions in, you're going to be on a roller coaster. So that's why we always tell people, like, trust what you're doing, put your trade in, do your analysis, and then get away from it. Put your stop loss in, put your take profit in, and step away. That way you get consistent with seeing what you're doing and what you're learning. And if you're learning, and if you're understanding your market, and if you're getting a feel for what's happening in that market. Because, for example, I could be watching Nas every day. And then if some type of news, like for example, this week, there was some news and the market shot up pretty heavy. I think Elon Musk or something like that made, like, in the tech stocks or whatever. And Nas has a lot to do with the tech stocks and US 30 and stuff like that. So it was some news that Elon Musk made like 26 billion or something like that in one day, or something like that, some ridiculous number. And the market just, that affected the stock market, and the market just shot up. It just took off. But if you wasn't paying attention, if you didn't know anything about the news, then of course you probably would have missed out on a position or opportunity to take advantage of it in that day, because you didn't even know what was going on. So, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know the news. I hadn't even listened. I heard about it later, and that was another thing. But because I follow and I pay attention to the actual currencies or things that I trade, I already seen the trend. So I was able to catch the trend, and I was still able to make money that day and take advantage of the news. But if I had the news, I would have probably put in a longer position and stayed in it, because I knew it would have drove even more. I would have had more certainty that it was going to drive even further than what I had already estimated, if that makes sense. So first and foremost, you got to find you something that you want to learn, whether it's an industry, because you can make millions of dollars off of one currency. You can make millions of dollars off of one industry. You don't have to trade 50 different things. You don't have to jump in a million things. You can just have one. And you can pick that one. And what I would suggest all of you, pick one that you really like, pay close attention to it, do the research on it, find out a little bit more about it. And then what he's doing with this chart here, do the exact same thing. Go back 6 months, mark up, start with the 15, the 30, the 30, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. Mark them up in all four different colors, going back 6 months. And then you come back and then you'll come back and do what we're going to show you to do here in just a second. But you mark them up. So that's the first thing that you guys want to do. So you got to pick something. The next thing is that you have to decide what type of trader you are. Are you a sniper? A scalper, or, are you more of a long-term trader? Or you have to figure out what your palette is. If you're trying to get in and get out, then yeah, you're going to be looking, the 15-minute chart is going to probably be your best friend, because it's going to give you a lot of great intel. If you're looking more long-term, then you're probably going to be looking at, the 4 hour, and just kind of looking at the overall, position of the day, or what's happening throughout the trend throughout the day. And you may even go to the 1 day and looking even at the 1 day to see, what's going on overall with the trend in the market. So you have to figure out what type of trader you want to be. And that's why we got the actual academy with Tradeology. It's really to help you guys get in there and start understanding, okay, what type of trader do I want to be? Who am I? Am I just in this just to make some money? Or am I actually developing a skill set? So that way you can keep this for the rest of your life, and you can do this and you can teach your kids and family and be able to continue to do this no matter what. So that's key. So pick you something, pick you one, pick you whatever it is, just pick one. Some people say, you know, try different ones, you can, but I just say pick one, because if you learn one and you know the movement on one in and out, you can trade any, because you know the techniques needed in order to learn it. Because you learned how to, you learned one, you can learn a million of them. It doesn't matter, because they just go up and down because of people's emotions and news. Nothing changes, whether you move them from being inside of Forex or whether you move over and start trading inside the stock market. It's no difference. Candlesticks are candlesticks. If you learn how to trade some candlesticks, you're going to always know how to trade candlesticks. And it does not matter. If you wanted to go and start trading, you know what I'm saying, Apple, you would learn how volatile Apple may be, but you can still trade it and make money every day, because you'll know the stock. You'll understand it, because you'll get involved with it. You'll have this intimate relationship with it, and you'll be able to see, okay, here's this pattern, and you'll be able to find your way to make money, and you'll be able to jump in and do options and, you know, puts or whatever different things, other different type of trading techniques that you can do, which is similar to us being able to trade on both sides of the market. It's the same thing with the stock market. So that's the thing. Find you one. Okay. So now first, so you found you one that you really like. So my next thing is that you have to find an actual who, not only trader who you are, but then you have to find a strategy. What strategy are you wanting to use? If you are a scalper, then you want to look at different type of scalping strategies, and you want to kind of play with them, because what happens is that you got this opportunity. Every strategy that you have this amazing opportunity where you can actually go into your demo account and you can practice it. You guys don't have to trade with no money, real money right now. Your whole objective is to learn the skill set. So you could take a strategy that you like, that you think you might like, and then you can practice it every day realistically. So don't go in and be trading at, you know what I'm saying, $4 or $2 lot sizes, and you see you jumping up and making $400 or $500 real quick, and then you think like that's how you're gonna be able to do it if you go into the market with your live money. No, you start with the exact size type of money that you're going to start with when you trade. If you coming in with live money in your mind, you think that I'm going to start with $500, then you start in your demo account with the strategy that you want to use with $500. And your whole objective is to double or triple that account using that strategy. If you can double and triple that account by using the exact lot sizes that you're going to start with, then now you're onto something. Now you see, you actually know now what you need to do because you're practicing it. So now when you get into the live market, you've been studying this one forever. You know its emotions. You watched it go up and down. You watched it when it went against you. You learned why it went against you. You watched when it made you tons of money. All those things you start to get a feel for. So what it does is it builds your confidence, and it starts to remove your emotions out of it. And then that's where your intellect come in, because now you naturally make a play. And I'll give you an example of it. The reason why I tell you I quit trading against the market is that I used to sometimes see certain momentums and I'll say, well, I'm only going to go in for 10 pips. So let me jump in here. It's going to move. I know it's going to move 10 this way. And let me just get in here and get a quick lick, right? So I would jump in, put the position in, and then it sits there, and then it's stagnating, and it won't go. It may go down. It may go 5 pips, but it would never go, or 5 points, but it would never go all the way and hit it. So it's stagnating. It's staying up. So for what I mean by this is this. Let's say that it has a resistance right here. So what I noticed is that it would be like, so I says, okay, it's as close to the resistance now. So I know it's going to drop 10, right? So I'll go in and put it and go against the market, right? But what I started noticing is that it would only go down a little bit and it would never go hit my 10 and they keep fighting back up and they keep going a little bit down and keep fighting back up. So if it's doing that, what is it? What indication is it giving you? If it won't really go back down there where you think it's going to go and it keep going back up, but it didn't necessarily hit the resistance yet. What is it? What's the indication is it telling you right there?
That's a retest.
Yeah, it's going back up and it's going up the
Right.
retest and it's going back down. And so that means that it's really ready to break what? Resistance.
Yes.
It's building up momentum to go and break resistance.
Right.
So when I first started trading, I used to see that and I'd be like, and then I get burned every time, but I'll be afraid to trade with the market because it was so close to resistance. And I always thought that if I did do that, all it's going to do is go hit this and boom, turn the other way, and it's going to drop all the way back down. And that can happen, but it does give you a tail. And the tail is that it starts to keep momentum and it keeps trying to go back up and then it go back down just a little bit and it go back up. And the only time where you see that it needs relief, because what happens is that when it goes back down a little bit more, it's building back up momentum to go back up and test it again. And then depending on what time of the hour of the day, in terms of how many traders is in there, if it's constantly doing that, then you know that if it's at like 11 or 12 o'clock, it's not that many traders in there, but it's still showing that it's a strong buyer's market. So what do you think gonna happen at like 2 o'clock when people come home? What's gonna end up happening to that market? It's probably gonna bust that resistance because now it's bringing in another influx of even more buyers. You're gonna have some sellers, but it's gonna be a bunch of buyers come in. And then now right here where it keeps like it want to come up, a family is going to get the momentum and it's going to bust through because it's never going back down anywhere near the floor or the support anymore. So it's like it's just staying in this little zone. It's consolidating here, and that's just consolidation. It's indecisive, but consolidation, indecisiveness, if it's closer to the resistance, gives you a tell that the buyers are still in control. Because if the sellers is in control, it'd go closer down to the floor, and then it would be fighting the other way. So it does it the same way. It does it at the resistance. It's staying up in here, it's staying within some type of zone where it's consolidating, and it's kind of waiting to get that momentum to bust and break that resistance. If it's at the floor, it does the exact same thing. It kind of stays close to that floor. And it will only go up so much from it, and it keeps going back down and retesting the floor. So you definitely want to pay attention to that as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that today because you see that happens. And what ended up taking place is if time of the market, what time it is of the market, all those things you got to pay attention to. You have to know, because if it's at a certain time where it's not as many buyers in the market, you're gonna you know that when the max buyers start to come in the market or sellers come in the market, you know that it's probably going to end up breaking that support or it's going to end up breaking that resistance. And if you are already in position, you'll be able to take advantage of it and also be able to put your trades in to be able to kind of get in there and get out, and make money. And that's typically what I tend to do. But it took me a long time to figure it out because you always think when it hits resistance that it's just automatically going to drop and go the other way. And it does a lot of times. It does. But there are tails that give you indications that it's not, that it's going to probably sit there and it's going to probably play around. And we're going to look at some of that once he's done. How many more you got to go?
Well, I'm already on the 15-minute. So I was just kind of playing around with this just to kind of
you already did it. You already
Yeah.
marked them up, right?
Yeah.
So
I kind of did this here because this is kind of an example of what you were just talking about. Like this is kind of like a liquidity area here. Like when you even look here, price resisted this same zone here and bought up. And then when it eventually came back down, it's basically doing the same thing you're talking about. So like perfect example, right? Prices going up, and notice you see the wick is rejecting that support, and notice it's doing it over and over and over again. And so that kind of gives you It may look like it's selling, but it's really a fake out, and it's really giving you an indication that the buyers are in control. So then it's that liquidity again. You see it. Next thing you know, like you just mentioned, it's building momentum. These wicks here, boom. So the buyers are trying to build momentum, boom. And then finally, boom. And so then ultimately, I play this replay tool, and now it's starting to actually push through. Now it's resisting that, but then eventually, look what happened. The buyers eventually pushed through. So I was just kind of honing in what you're saying.
Zone. That could be time zones too. So there's so many things like what's happening. What time was it when it was consolidating and kind of faking people out? You know, what time zone was it? And that kind of gives you an idea. If you pay attention to these things, if you pay attention to, first and foremost, like I said before, you first and foremost, you have to actually, you know what I'm saying, pick one. Just pick you one to learn. Don't pick 1,000, just pick you one. You got people that's giving all these different signals and everybody just want to get rich. And that's the hype behind the whole Forex thing that, oh, you can make, you know, tons of money and blah, blah, blah. And everybody getting there and they just want to put I just want to put my $100 in there. I just want to turn my $100 to thousands of dollars. And could you do that? Absolutely. But it's a lot of hype behind it because it makes people impatient and never really learn the skill. And the skill, this is a skill set that you can teach a 5-year-old and they can trade. It doesn't take a lot. The biggest issue with people is not learning how to trade is, first of all, being impatient, not really making enough time for it because they would rather slave on a job every day instead of learning an actual skill that can take you, you know, maybe a few months to learn and then now free your whole life up because you can make $200, $300, $400 in a matter of minutes per day, but don't want to take the time to learn it because they want everything to be fast. It's just a miracle thing. So what happens is, and this is what I see every year when we get people that either come in to learn about Forex, they hang around for about 2-3 months and then they complain because they say, I can't be profitable, I can't make money. And then you say, well, have you ever read the Candlestick Bible? Have you ever started looking at patterns and seeing if you actually see the patterns of the Candlestick Bible? Are you on the calls that we have every week? Are you paying attention to support and resistance? You know, are you consistently trading every day? Are you keeping notes? Are you keeping track of what's happening? Okay, when you lost, do you know why you lost? Did you go back and look at the history of that to see, okay, what did you miss? See, if you're not in that type of zone, then you nowhere near ready to be trading live or making any money because you just out there winging it. And that's what most people do. They quick, let me put my money in. I want to trade live. And then they blow their account. And after $100, $200, they keep blowing their account. They get frustrated and then they quit and they don't want to do it anymore. But to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? The skill comes in the practice. The skill comes in the discipline. No one, I don't care how smart you are or how genius you are. If you ain't got discipline, you're not going to be great at nothing because you don't have the necessary discipline to get you where you need to be. And I tell you this because I had to learn that for myself. So for me, if I got an idea, I would trade it for a month in the demo before I go put my money at it, because now I learned. Like, now, what am I in a rush for? If I see something and I think it's going, and I got a strategy and I think it's going to work, well, let me try that strategy out for 30 days. Let me be profitable for 30 days to be able to handle the market as if it was my own money, trading at the money that I will put in there to do it, and let me double my account, or let me see how many times I can double my account. Can I take this $1,000 to $10,000? That means that I would 10 times that account. If I can do it with this strategy, then I'm gonna have full confidence when I actually put my live money in there, because I'm gonna keep doing the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's repetition. I'm doing the exact same thing. So now when I put my money in, I'm doing the same analysis every day. I'm checking my news. I'm making sure that it's nothing out there that's gonna shock me today that I didn't know anything about. I'm making sure my charts is marked up. I'm making sure that, you know what I'm saying, I got my trading plan. That's the next thing that I was going to tell you guys to do, is that you have to figure out, once you figure out a strategy, then you have to develop a trading plan and you have to stick to that plan. I got a trading plan. It's right here. It just sits sits right here all the time. I see it all the time. And basically on this trading plan, it's like, I think I got like 9 points on this, 9 things that I point out that I look for on this trading plans. And I got things that I won't do and that I will do. And it just goes down and it lays out pretty much what I do, every day. And I try to stay within that plan, and I don't leave it. I just stay right within there. I won't go above it or start trying different things. I just stay in that trading plan. And what it does is it creates consistency. Everybody's not the same, and you'll be amazed if you actually start looking at other traders that's successful. You'll find out that all of them are quite different because they all think differently. A lot of them think differently. A lot of them got certain tolerance. Some people don't, stay in trades long. They get in and they get out real quick. Some people are doubling up and just getting 5 points, which would be equivalent to 50 pips. Some people only do 10 points, which is equivalent to 100 pips, and they out. Some people like to swing trade and be in it, for a longer period of time. You have to find out what you want, and then you have to learn different strategies. You have to see other strategies that's doing it, so that way, and then take one and practice it. Not saying that will become your strategy, but if you can practice it and double your account, now you're on to something. And then if you need to add in what's even better for you, then you add it with it, and then now you start trading it, and then now you'll be ready to open and get into the market with your live money. Some people try to get you in your live money within 2 weeks. No, I say, if you cannot double your account or triple your account using the exact lock size that you're going to come in with, then you're not ready to trade. So that means that, let's say, for example, if Tina says, okay, I think I got me a strategy. Well, I'm going to tell Tina, I'm going to say, hey, Tina, well, look, trade it for the next few weeks and double and triple your account. If I talk to Trina, she says, yeah, I'm ready to trade. I've been trading for the next 3 weeks. The first thing I'm gonna ask her, I'm gonna say, so did you double and triple your account? Well, no, but I did. Look, I'm a big Tina, you're not ready. You're not ready to trade yet. Because if you're struggling to double and triple your account, how are you gonna make money then? How can you consistently do this to make money? Does that make sense to everyone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I always tell people, double and triple your account, have fun with it. It's fake money, but it's in a real market. But if you attack it seriously, as if it's your real money, then when it's time to actually trade your real money, then you're gonna be ready to play. It's just like everybody watching the NFL today. They practice throughout the week. If they didn't take practice seriously throughout the week, what's going to happen on Sunday?
Definitely no Super Bowl. Yeah.
Everybody
I don't know
knows.
what they're doing.
If you got a favorite team that's getting his butt kicked right now, they probably didn't do very well in practice this week. Because practice is everything. So with trading, it's the same thing. Practice. My brother is I think he's getting into the multi in the almost the 8-figure trader. He's been a 7-figure trader forever, and he's an 8-figure trader. And me, I'm my area of expertise has always been in real estate investing. That's my thing. But we've always had a company where we would trade and do all these different things. So I've always been exposed to it, but I was handling a different division in our company. However, one of the things that he always did, even back 20 years ago when we first came out of college, we first were starting to do this stuff. The one thing that he would do is that he will always, when he had an idea, he will immediately put that idea to action, go into his demo account, put the exact amount of money that he was going to try to use to do this. And then he would have a goal, like, I need to triple this. Can I quadruple this? Here's the numbers. I should be getting 27 times on this. So let me see if it works. And then when he put it into action, he goes through it and then he sees what's happening. And then what will happen is he'll find out that he missed something. Oh, I didn't keep that in mind. So then now he's taking intel, taking notes to it, and then he's putting it down. And then what happens is eventually, he create a master plan. And then boom, now he takes account, from, XY thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. But it was the practice. So that's what you guys want to do. So that's why we have you guys mark your charts up like this. So that way you guys can kind of see zones. you guys can go back and kind of be able to see what's going on. So let's kind of look at, let's go back a little bit, because this is where, is this where Nas is right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
can I kind of,
let's go back a little bit to what we in the 15 minute.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, let's stay in the 15 minute. These are some of the other ones. So stay in the 15 minutes for now. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back about, you don't got to go back to 6 months, but let's just kind of go back about 30 days, about 30, 45 days or something like that. Maybe two months. Okay.
So let's see, that'll be about, let's see, it is November, well, no, not November, yeah, October, so maybe back like September, you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, let's go back to September.
So this is September, which is really all the green here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like September 28th.
Okay.
So price was actually trending up and got to get this area, but
so here's what I want you guys to understand. All right, well, you can even stop right, you can stay right in the zone. Okay, so look, so back, is that 15, 40, 15.5. So look, at some point in time, I don't know when it was, I don't know if it was August or September, I have to go back and look at my notes, but at some point in time, Nas hit the 1,500 mark, 15,000 mark for the first time ever. So it hit the 15,000 mark. It went hit that for the first time ever. And I don't know how far into the 15,000 mark it went. It might have went only like 100 or something like that. And then what happened is it dropped. It went back down. And it had a big drop, and you can see that the banks was driving it down. It went all the way down to like 13. Now, not right now, not here, a little bit back further, not here, but it went back. It went down to like maybe, close to like 13 or something like that. Is that it right there? Maybe that might be it. Is that, what was that, 14 something?
it's 14.
Right. Yeah. So let's just lose that right there. So it went all the way back down. It dropped down all the way back down. It was up there like 15 something. And then look at it. It was as high as its high. Look, it was as high as it went. It went up here, boom, boom, boom. It was struggling, boom. And then finally, let's open it up wide. Let's look at the candlesticks right there so we can get a lesson there. Just opening it up wide. Let's see what happened. What was going on. We can see the consolidation happening with it, right? And we can see that it's going up, testing, retesting. Like, let's start there. Yeah, go back over here. Yeah, where we got this engulf. Yeah, that area right there. So let's do our lesson right here. We're gonna actually just do a lesson right here, so we can see what happened with the price and what was going on. Okay. Yeah, let's start there. So open that candle up so everybody can see it. Make it a little bit wider, so we all can, just kind of assess what was taking place. Is that it right there? Okay.
All right, can everybody see the candlesticks? Let me know in the chat, or just let us know.
Yep.
All right, good. Okay, so here's what we have going on right here. So price was up, and then it worked its way back down, and then it hit a zone right here. Whatever zone, and we probably should have marked the zone, but it's okay. So it hit a resistance zone right here. All right, so it hit this was a resistance zone for a while. A little bit down more, come down. Where you see this long kind of over here to your left. Yeah, down, all the way down. See where, see where the wicks at? The wicks.
Yeah.
See how
right
that's
here.
a support zone right there?
Yeah, I think I got a line here, right here. Let me see.
Yeah. So the line should have probably been right here. So that should have been your line on it, right. Yeah, that should have went to the wick there. That's an important line because it helps you to see that it kind of it was up high and it came down, boom, but it hit some resistance. It hit a lot of resistance right here, and then eventually it bounced back up. But let's look at the candles just so you guys can see. So it was up here consolidating. It went up right here. I don't know if you can you see my cursor? going around too?
No, did you click on the annotate part?
No.
You should be able to see where it says to stop share and all that. You should have the option to where it says annotate, and if you click on annotate, it should allow you to draw out, because I'm able to do that when people are when other people are co-hosts.
All right. So you said on annotate. Where is that at? I'm looking for annotate.
Do you see where it says I'm controlling this screen?
I can see you controlling the screen, but I can't see annotate.
You might have to. What do you see? What do you see on your screen?
I can see your cursor going around. But I don't see. But they can't see mine.
What you do, Anthony, is you go and you move your cursor. It's just onto the top of your screen. It should say you are viewing Paul Macmillan's screen. Do you see that?
Yeah, I
Okay,
see.
you see view options next door to it.
Yes.
Okay, click on view options
Okay, good. Annotate.
and then go all to annotate, right?
Beautiful. Look at you guys. See, I got some genius on our team. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So it says draw right here. Let me all right. Let me just, should I get another eraser? Okay. That's that. Yeah.
It should says annotate, and then you have a
got
little
draw.
pen. Yeah,
I got a draw right here.
it should be draw with the pen.
Okay.
Mhm.
So here's something right here. So this is just a little that's big, but anyhow, maybe I did too big. I may have to get the smaller one. Hold on.
Yeah, try the smaller one.
Hold on, draw. All right. But anyhow, I'll do smaller from here on out. But here's the thing. So it went up. You had so right here you got an engulfing, candle. And then right here you got another it kind of went up, but it got very little support for the buy. So it kind of went down, it closed out. Then you had a big, push for the buyers right here. But if you're paying close attention, it came all the way back down. And it ended up you going back down, and then it closed out with a little bit of movement, and then it had then it opened another candle. This particular candle went all the way down, went up just a little bit, then it went all the way down, and then the buyers kind of pushed back on it right here, and then you got a full engulfing right here.
Hey, cuz I can't see your cursor. Can you guys see his cursor?
No.
So I think it's because you sharing the screen and I'm not. That's probably what it is.
No, if you have the annotation every time, when you're marking it up, are you seeing something, Anthony? You seeing
Yeah,
something?
I'm seeing something, yes.
Okay, if you are, that's weird. Okay, let me try something. Every time you mark something, you have to press draw and do something. Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're talking, it should continue to show like that, right?
Yeah.
You should be doing the same thing.
Okay.
Because
so
I'm
let me
doing it
check.
on his screen.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see if it does the same thing with you guys. So can you guys see this right here?
Yep.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Try
Okay.
that again. Try it again. Maybe draw on another candle.
Okay. So just you guys see this right here?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
There we
All
go.
right, good.
All right. Let's
All
get
right,
it.
so we good to go. All right, so you got an engulfing candle right here, and of course, so this right here kind of gave a little tail, but your biggest the biggest tail that you're gonna get is when you actually are bun up against your support and your resistance zones. That's so important. So for example, if you look here, I'm up here, it went all the way down. And if you would have caught this, how many pips would have been right there? If you would have caught this going down after that engulfing candle right there. Right here.
Now, which candle is this? You're
This
circling?
one, I'm gonna circle it again. This one right here, over here.
Let's see.
From that engulfing all the way down, how many pips was that?
That is over 800 pips. So let's say down to this wick from.
So that's like 8 points. So
yeah.
So for $1, I mean, that's eight. I mean, if you was trading at $1, that's 800. If you was trading at 10 cents, that's $80. So being able to catch that downtrend right there. And then the biggest issue that you had was the draw up here. I mean, it went up and tested, and then it came back down. So that right there, but you could have caught this coming down. But your biggest thing that I wanted to mention out is that these support zones or resistance zones are what's most important. Hello? Hello?
Y'all hear?
Yeah, something happened. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
I can hear,
Yeah,
but
we can hear you.
my screen went black. I don't know why. All right.
Yeah, sometimes mine does that as well.
So
do you need to restart your computer?
No, I don't. It was something that I don't know. I don't know if it was on your end. That whole screen just went black. I don't know what it is.
Can you see us now?
I can see everybody. I can see the screen now, but I can't see
Okay.
the annotation no more. It ain't showing anymore.
Try to annotate again.
Double click. Well, I don't even, you're not even at the top anymore. Are you still, you should still be the host, one of the hosts.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, maybe you could just exit out of well, no, you're the host now. I'm the co-host.
But aren't you a co-host, right?
Oh, yeah, the co-host.
Yeah, there you go, right there. I got it. All right, view, annotate. All right, draw. Let's go in here.
So you good to go now? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay.
So let me just erase all this. Can you guys see that? Me erasing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the point I'm trying to make is that with this little candlestick right here, this gave a really good indication. But the bigger indication is when you actually had these support zones right here. These support zones is going to give you a real indication. You know, you could have rolled this back down, but if I didn't have a support zone, like he doesn't have a support zone here, so I probably wouldn't mess with that trade right there because it's obviously all in consolidation right now. So, but let's look up here a little bit. This would be better. So you had it took off. It went all well. Let's start here. Okay. So you had a Harami right here, candle, and a Harami candle, a bearish, a bullish Harami right there, kind of, sort of speak. Well, it's a little bit, it's probably a little bit different because of the wick on it. So that's a different one. But let's look at this one here. This gives you a clear indication. And basically it's showing that it's about to be in a bull. So if you would have seen this trade here and you would have jumped in based off of knowing your support, this would have been a great opportunity to actually an entry into this trade. Okay, because look how many pips that is right there, because it gave you an indication once it came down and started to hit the support. Like I said, up here, if I don't have a support there, I wouldn't have used that as an entry unless I would have drew some type of support or resistance here. But here is perfect because this is a line that is a consistent line that has happened in the past. So this happened in the past. So this has been a support zone, not only from here, but it's a support zone somewhere back in the past. So now if it was up here and you know that this is a support zone because you got your records, well, when you know that this coming down, you're thinking like, oh, when it goes down to here to 15, whatever, this has been a support zone for the last day or last week or whatever it is. So when it came down and hit, and then it gave you an indication right here of this particular one, and then it turned around and had it in an engulfing, that was an indication. So whether you got in your trade right here, or if you got in your trade when this one closed, that was the goal. So then now if you in your trade right here, again, you still go up. That's 150. What's that, 150 pips?
You talking about from here all the way up?
That's 150 points, right?
This is over 1,500 pips.
Yeah, so yeah, 115 points. Yeah, so that's 1,500 pips. So if you were if you was trading at $1, that would be $1,500 just because you was able to read this candlestick. And you might have been scared here because it did kind of go down and then it came back, but it closed out still above the actual support. So that means that support is still holding. Yeah, it went down and wicked down and faked out, but it closed out right here. Yeah, this kind of wicked down, came up, and then boom, it took off, but it still closed in. It closed out above the actual support. And then when it opened up, it had a little bit of go down, and then boom, it started to take off. So that means that it's on its way. It's taking off. So now, boom, there you go. If you wanted to stay in, you could have just made your pips till about right here, and you could have got out. You could have saw what happened. And then if you wanted to later, after it kind of messed around and consolidated a little bit, and then you seen it back on its move, you could have got another entry somewhere right here if you wanted to. You could have waited if you wanted to, got another entry here. And now you go from here to here, all the way up to here. And then you've seen this. And then once you kind of hit the support, because you know the support here, because look, this is the support from way back here. So it's, the support is coming up. So when it hits the support, you probably should be somewhere getting out of it right now to kind of see what's going to happen if it's going to break support. So now it looks kind of funny. I was telling you guys this earlier. So now what's happening is that it's kind of staying around, it's consolidating around this support. You kind of see that, how it's just kind of hanging around, going down just a little bit, still hanging around. It ain't went nowhere back down near here. So it's hanging around. So this is an opportunity to pay close attention to what's happening with your candlesticks. And your first indication that this was actually probably going to go down was when it started to really release off of here, and then you had this engulfing right there. Was one of the first times that you really could see that the market is reversing. And what do you think about that, Paul?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's that first indication. The rest of this stuff is just happening. It's just consolidation. But this right here is the first indication when you got your first kind of engulfing. And then it kind of played a little bit here. Then it kind of went down, and then it kind of went down and kind of hit another little zone right here, played around. Then here you go. You got another indication right here. Right? It went up, tried to test. It started to make its way down, and then boom, it went ahead and took off and went the other way. So even if you would have used this as your signal, even if you would have saw this as because it had this engulfing candle right here, then it had a harami there, then it came back with another engulfing candle there. Then it came back with another engulfing candle there. That's like 3 engulfing candles in one. And then it went up and then the sellers, the buyers went up and made their last little ditch effort to try to break, to try to keep momentum. And then you had another indication here with another harami there, so to speak. And then boom, it took off and went down. So how many pips is that right there?
1,200, almost 1,300.
So that's 1,300. That's another 1,300 right there. So if you was trading at $1, that's another $1,300. But again, what I'm trying to help you guys see is that if you were paying attention, you would kind of know this relationship, because these zones, all these zones here, let me just check this. Hold on. That zone there, this zone here, these are zones that you already know, and you already have them memorized. You kind of already have them in your mind because you have been watching it. So you know those zones are there. So when this play happened here, you would have already been anticipating that it's at that zone, and it didn't break the zone because it closed out up here. Let me jump in. And then you know this zone up here. And when you started seeing it keep going up, retesting and not breaking, and then you seen it lose momentum, and then it turned around here and got this big old engulfing candle there, and then another engulfing candle there, and then another engulfing there, it's showing you signs of that market, the buyers are weakening. And then of course, the buyer is going to make a push. And this is what usually scare people, because now the buyers made a push and everybody got nervous. Like, oh, maybe they still got control. But then they gave you another indication like, nope, they still don't have control. And then now, if you would have got in after this one of these over here, you can ride it down. You could have rolled it all the way down. Or you could have been like me. I would have probably stacked it somewhere in here. And I probably would have had 2 or 3 trades right here, made my little $200-300, whatever right here, got in and got out and been done with it. And I wouldn't even sat and waited for all of this. But for each his own. You got some that could see this play. Now, do I do this sometimes and stay in? Yes, because it becomes so obvious what's about to happen. And if I got time, I'll go ahead and just make sure that my ideal and my theory was correct. And I may go ahead and stay in and put me a stop loss in and go ahead and stay and take profit, and probably would take it somewhere in this zone right here, because I know that it's going to go back down and retest. Because you see how I went up and tested, and then now it went back down to what? Retest, right? It went back down to retest. And then it retested, then it came back, it retested again, and then again. 3 is the number. It came down and retested that 3rd time. I'm automatically in the trade. Boom. I'm going down. I'm gonna go down and make my money because it's about to break resistance. That was 3 tests. 1, 2, 3. The 3rd one is just a for sure thing. And if you don't believe me, go in your charts and look at 3 tests in a row and see if not on the 3rd test, it finally do what it needs to do and tells you what direction it's going.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening here. So after that 3rd test, when it came in, it came here, test, went up, boom, came down. It's on that 3rd test. The 2nd one already kind of told me that it's about to go. Sometimes I'll get in after that 2nd one, but the 3rd one really told me that it's it retested, boom, it broke structure, it's open now, it's running. And if you wanted to, you could have rolled it down, made your little money, made 10 pips or 10 points, get in, get out, and make your money. And this kind of happens throughout the whole day. These opportunities kind of present themselves throughout the whole day. So that's why getting familiar with it and understanding how to read candlesticks. How many on here, by raising your hand, have actually went through the Candlestick Bible?
I know you said show of hand, but I have some questions for you.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that how many on here actually went through the whole Candlestick Bible? I just said
I have the Candlestick Bible, but I haven't gone through it all the way.
Okay. What about anybody else or nobody else? What about you, Jason? You never did
No,
the
I
Candlestick
haven't.
Bible?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went through some of it, but not all of it. But I went through a lot of it.
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's some valuable lessons to you guys, so that you always remember this. The only way that you're gonna be an effective trader is that you have to do what the successful people are already doing. The problem is that we always want to try to figure out our own way. It's got to be a way. It's got to be something that's comfortable to me. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. But the secret lies, you know what I'm saying, and what you see going on. All profitable traders have went through the Candlestick Bible and understand the candlesticks. Now, are the candlesticks the only confluence that you can use, that you should use? No. There are other confluence. You have indicators. You have all different types of things that can help you. But understanding that intel there already gives you an advantage. And then now when you add other indicators in with you, that's where the power comes in, because now you'll start seeing a consistent pattern, and now you can trade at an extremely high level because you will know. You will know. When I'm telling you that these 3, it goes up and tests, retest, test the 2nd time, and then the 3rd time it goes up and tests. If you don't get in that trade, you crazy. The only reason why I can tell you that with full confidence, because the millionaires who taught me this, they made millions doing it. So it took me a minute to just say, okay, trust it. Let me just do what they do. Obviously, that's a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of money spent, lessons spent. So anything your instructors is telling you guys to do, do it.
Anthony,
Yes.
I'm questioning, I just wanted to make sure I have a clear understanding. So from what you described is once the market hits support and resistance 3 times, is it from the top to the bottom 3 times, or is it only from a support line 3 times?
Okay, so can you guys see, hold on, let me move this right here. So, wait a minute, let me go back. How you bring that screen back? Oh, there it is, options right here. All right, so let me get this right. So let me go back in here. Let me get this arrow. Let me get okay, so let me show you what I mean. All right, so here, okay, so look, this is a resistance zone. All right, this is a zone right here. It went up and tested 1, 2. It tested 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You guys see the
Hold on. I
annotation?
don't see nothing.
Oh, okay, hold
Yeah, I
on.
was about to say I couldn't see it. Yeah.
Okay, here, let me go here. Let's look at, oh, wait a minute. Oh, it didn't even take. Oh, that's why I couldn't see it. It didn't even take it. I guess, I guess when you close it, it shuts it down. Oh, that's what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Okay, that's what happened. So I don't know if y'all can, it's got it in the wet. Can we move this out though? Can we move
Yeah,
it?
probably what you could do, like when I click annotate, you
Oh,
see
there
all
we
this
go. There we
here?
go. There we go. I got it. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
you
good.
could just, okay, cool.
I just need to move it. So here. All right, so there you go. So it's in consolidation. Can you see how it's consolidating right now?
Yep.
Yes.
So if you was marking up your chart, it's consolidating right here. So
Right,
first and foremost, just because it's going up and testing, if it's in consolidation right now, should I probably be in a trade?
No.
No, right? So it's going up and testing. It went up. You can probably say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just going back and forth. It's just sitting in its own 8, 9, 10. It's just consolidating.
Wait,
So
are you drawing right now?
yeah, I'm just going down this line. So
It's
you see, I got this line. So I started here. So all right. So I'm going from left to right. So it looked like it kind of possibly went up and tested on this one right here. And then right next to it, it looked like it tested again here. It tested again here. It tested all 3 of these times right here. So you see what I was counting? That's what I was counting. It's just coming up and testing, but it's consolidating, but it ain't giving me no real intel in terms of a form of an entry yet and what I should do because it's consolidating. However, eventually it comes up here, test, boom, retest, then it come up test, and then it came down, and then I got it engulfing right here. So this was really my first real tell that the market was about to be on a decline. Okay, because if you notice the next candlestick, did it ever get even near going up to test it?
No,
Did the next candlestick after that go
Nope.
anywhere near going to test it?
no. Even that.
So let's
Right.
just say all day you've been waiting because you're a little nervous and scared. Is any of these going back up to anywhere near it?
Nope.
No. And then here you go. You get you another tail right here.
Yep.
That's an engulfing.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
Then this one right here, now it's even lower. It didn't draw down even lower. So then now this one barely went up. And then you get another engulfing right here. So it's giving you a great indication that it's about to go down and retest the previous floor. It's just giving you an indication. So if you would have jumped in here, made some money here, jumped in here, made some money here, kind of waited, it drew, the sellers are going, the buyers are going to come in and try to push it back up. You see how far they push it. You realize, okay, it never got back up near it again. And then all of a sudden you get another indication here. You got a red here, but this is an engulfing right here, another engulfing. And then boom, you have pretty much another engulfing here. And then of course we see this big old huge engulfing one there. And now it's making its way down. So the point I'm trying to say is that it's going to actually give you an indication on the candlestick The engulfing candlestick is one of the first indications, not the fact that it keeps going up and testing and retesting and testing and retesting, because it could be consolidating. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's consolidating, you want to be careful. You don't want to get in there because it's just kind of indecisive. And that's how people get burned. And that's when their emotions be in there, because you got some people that like to trade consolidation, and you can trade consolidations and make money, because you can actually, you know what I'm saying, actually box this in and then bounce it, let it bounce and make money both ways. But you guys are not even at that level yet. So you guys are just wanting to be profitable traders. So to be profitable is indications. One, it's showing you that it's consolidation. That's one indication. So it's indecisive. And then it's not dropping down. It's just staying in the zone. It stayed in that zone, stayed in that zone. Then it gave you a really first real indication here with an engulfing candle. All right. Then it went ahead and dropped down. Then it gave you another indication. I gave you a Harami candle here, but look at here. It still ain't went nowhere near. It ain't went nowhere near back up here. Then boom, you go back and check the chart again. You like, oh, they're going engulfing candle, and it ain't went back nowhere near this. And it looked like it's on its way. It's about to go back. It's about to retest. So then now, if you wanted to, you can potentially go ahead, jump in a trade. You can enter in a trade here, and you could have just rolled it down, or you could have entered in a trade back here, and you would have been in the profit here. You would have stayed in the profit, and you would have dropped down and been in even more profit here. And you would have still stayed in the profit. Even if you didn't touch it, you would have stayed in the profit, You would have got nervous and scared right here, because you would have went back up, and you would have said, oh no, I think it's about to go back up and test. And then it would have faked you out. And if you would have had steel, if you had nerves of steel and would have trusted your analysis that it's about to go back down and test, you would have stayed in the trade. And then boom, bang, it takes off. It takes off. And it's making its way down. And once it starts to make that move down, you know it can only be going to one place. Where is it going to?
Yep. Right there.
Where's the
Connecting
one
its
place
zones.
that it's going to? Where is it trying to get to? Anybody know? It's trying to get down to support. It's trying to go down here and test. It's trying to go test. It's going to test. And then eventually, guess what? It's going to come back to test this later.
Yep.
So let's show evidence of that. So let's go back. Let's go more back. Now we're in the past. So now let's go to the future. I mean, let's go back to the present. So look, let's stop there. Look, hold up, go back. I don't want to see this. Okay, look what it did. You see this? This was an all-time high. These are all-time highs. So now we saw that consolidation stuff up here. So now look what it does. Boom, it goes down, it tests. Then it goes up, it tests, and then it retests again. Let's go here. Matter of fact, widen that right there so I can show them why this is so important to understand. All right, hold on.
Kind of the same thing here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit similar here.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and so that they can see. They seen that action over here. So now, as I always tell you, it always goes back and tests and retests. So what it did, it came back down, it came back down here, it tested and reset. It broke resistance because it was at an all-time high. It was up at 15, whatever it was. It had never been there. That was the highest it had ever been. Never been that high. So finally, it went back. Now it's about to settle back down to something that's more reasonable. Because it hit its high. It doesn't have enough momentum to sustain it. So what's going to happen? It's going to start making its move. And then what you'll see is that if you stayed in, I want you to tell them what the pips was. If you understood, this is how they make millions of dollars. What is the pips from up here, right here? Hold on, draw. What's the pips from if they got in, where they got in right here? Oh, that. All right, draw. What is the pips if they got in right here to right here? How many pips is that? Because these are where the professionals, this is what they know. The ones that know how to sit in these trades. And I ain't saying that that's what you want. You can make millions of dollars doing what I do, just pip and dip. But I'm just showing you, understanding that the market is going to go back and correct itself. So how many pips is that? That's
6,500.
6,500. So if you was trading at $1 on this, that's $6,500 that you would make simply because you understand support and resistance, and you was able to watch it break these structures, and then you know that it's going to run for a minute.
How
So,
long,
huh?
how long would you have to have been in that trade to get?
What's
6,000?
what's the time frame on that? How long was that? How many
15.
days was that? How many
That-
days?
That
Was
was
it the same day, or was it
let's see, that's September 20th. So that's 3 days.
so 3 days? You in a trade for 3 days, and simply because you understood what it was doing, boom, there it is. And mind you, I usually trade between $1 and $2. So if I would have took this trade, I would have probably made $12, $13. And then I also like to stack. So I would have had 3 $1 trades or 3 $2 trades on this. So just imagine if you taking that and you timesing it by 3, if I would have decided to stay in my position for 3 days. And you have traders that do that because they already know what's about to happen. It was already at an all-time high. It's going to go back down, and it's going to actually, go back down and test other support zones. It broke, it went back down. This was a support zone just for a little while, and eventually it broke. And then now it's free running. It free run again. It hits another old support zone right here. So it's free running here. Here's a zone. It hits another zone here. And then eventually it went ahead and broke through. This is money being made by someone.
That
Then
makes sense.
Then it came back up and tested a little bit, but you already know that it's on the downturn. And then boom, it went ahead and officially broke through. Now it's running free. It's just running free. It's just running free. The next zone is right here. That's why I put that here. The next zone is here. However, you could have made tons of money just by having this intel, because now you're seeing the first thing that I taught you guys is to never trade against the trend. So if you were thinking that because it was at this high and that some kind of way is going to go back up there and you didn't have enough intel, you put in buys when you should have been putting in what? Sales. Yeah. So now, boom, it's riding down. It's riding down. Oh, and now you're making tons of money as you riding it down, and you being able to do it with full confidence. For right now, the Nas is going. The highest that I've seen it was 15,700, somewhere in that range. I know it's on its way back up there. It's about to go back up there, and it's going to test that zone, and it might even break that zone, and it might even go to 16. It might even go to 16,000. But if it goes up to 16,000, whether it go to 16,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, you always stay with the market. You ride the market, and then when you see the consolidation happening, and you see that it's up there pressing hard where it shouldn't be, you should be paying close attention to these candlesticks. And if you don't know how to read candlesticks, then you won't even see the tails. You won't even see it. And then when it tells you like, oh man, there go Harami. Oh, right here, they're going engulfing, a bearish engulfing. Man, they're going another embarrassing engulfing. Dang, it is up where it is kind of high. Look, it just came back up, but it didn't even go no more higher. Man, that's another tail. Okay, let me find an entry. Boom. But your entry is not a buy. Your entry is automatically in your mind. You know it's a sell. So I find an entry, and you know what? Let me test this. And let's just say that you learning. You spot this whole thing just like we did. Do it in your demo account. And in your demo account, you can do like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a stop loss up here. I'm gonna make my stop loss right here. And then I'm gonna jump in here and I'm just gonna ride it. I'm gonna keep it open. Let's see what it does in the next 2-3 days. Let's see if it ever comes back. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna watch it break the zone, and you're gonna start smiling like, oh, it's on its way, it's running. And then you're gonna be up so much money that it doesn't even matter at this point in time. And you're just gonna keep riding it. You say, okay, here's the next zone. Here's the zone. You already got it marked up. You say how we already got the zone marked up? It's marked up beforehand. So you already know it's going back down to the zones. So that's why we do this. It's because when it's making this move back, you know where zones it's got to hit. This is the 15-minute hour. This is the red is the what hour zone?
This is the 1 hour, I believe.
So the red is the 1 hour, right? What is the
Yeah.
15-minute
No,
zone?
no, wait. Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah. You said the 15. The 15 is the yellow.
Okay, down here.
Let's see.
So now you don't got to go there. Just stay where you are. It's cool. I just want to know which one it is. So this is the 1 hour zone. Okay, so it's red. So that's giving you a clear indication, which is great to be able to watch whether it's the 1 hour or the 4 hour. But no matter which it was, it's showing you the overall trend, and that's why all these time zones is important to pay attention. And it depends on how long you trying to hold a trade. If you're holding trades longer, you want to go out to the 1 hour, the 4 hour, to kind of see the overall trend. And then you want to look at your resistance zones in your 1 hour. So these are the 1 hour resistance zones. So it's giving a clear indication for someone that's a swing trader that want to stay in a trade for a long time. And then if he got indications, like I tell you, if it goes up in support and it tests 3 times, you know what I'm saying, and it ain't breaking, and it gives you an indication with an engulfing bearish candle, you already know it went up and test 3 times. It's the 3rd time, man. It ain't went nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in this trade. It's a bearish, it's a bearish, you know what I'm saying, engulfing candle. I'm gonna go ahead and enter my trade. I'm gonna do it in my demo. I'm gonna see what happens. And if you're a short-term trader, you will be looking at it from the 15-minute, but it'll still give you a similar tail. You jump in, you get your 10 points, you get out. 10 pips and hit. If it breaks that zone and you see it break the zone, put your entry in, you ride it down, get your 10 pips, dip. If you see it again, like that, okay, it broke the zone right here. It breaks this zone. Hold on, I'm gonna show you another zone. I'm gonna just show you how you can ride it. No matter what type of trader you are, you can make tons of money in this market. If it was 15 hour, when it breaks the zone, 15-minute trader, or you just want to get 10 pips, you would have got your 10 pips here. You probably would have been out right here. You done for the day. But then it broke resistance right here. When you seen it broke resistance, because you got it already charted, you might have would have went ahead and entered here somewhere. Again, you would have made your another little 10 pips somewhere right around here, and now you out. Okay, it went down, it's playing around, and boom, right here, it breaks support. You would have probably jumped back in it somewhere right here, made you another 10 pips going down. I'm just marking up the place, but you would have made you another 10 pips somewhere right around where I got that mark right there. So right where this line is right here, you probably would have made you another 10 pips there, or 10 points. And you would have just keep eating, and you would have been out. It would have went up, it would have tested again. It tested here. Here go another indication right here. Hold on. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Hopefully this ain't being confusing, but I just want y'all to see. So here's another thing that happened. The exact same thing happened again. What happened way up there? It started to consolidate a little bit. It went up and test. Can you make this one wider where I just open it up? Yeah, make that wider. All right. So I'm gonna have to erase that. So hold on. I'll erase it. So where is it at? Right there. Okay. So here it is, right here. So where am I looking at? Right here. Okay. So boom, it goes down, it tests, it closes inside of it, it goes up, it closes inside of it, it goes up, it closes inside of it, it goes up, and then now you got it engulfing right here. They'll go ahead and engulfing right there. There go your indication. But it was 3 tests, and they all closed inside what you marked, and it had an engulfing right there, and then boom, it takes off again. So yes.
Every time it hits a support and resistance line, you put in for a sell, because it's going in a downtrend.
It's
Is
going
that correct?
Exactly. If you see a signal that it's about to break resistance, because remember, it can hit this zone and bounce all the way back up and go back, depending on how many buyers is in the market. But because it was at its all high, it's all-time high, you know that it's about to go back down and test zones. It's going to test support zones.
Only if it's at an all-time high.
But it's always going to go back down and test zones. Every day it goes down and tests new resistance zones, and it goes back up and hit the resistance zones, and it'll go down and try to test the support zones. Sometimes it may break the support. If it breaks the support, that's giving you a clear indication of a downtrend. So therefore, if it breaks it, you may be able to get in there, get you 10 pips, get out, see what happens when it goes to the next zone. If it goes to the next zone, like how this one, like this was a zone here, now it's down to this zone. So let's look at what happened here. This zone right here, let's say you stayed in it and then it went down and you still in the trade and then it broke the zone. And then right here, let's say you were still in the trade from up here all the way down to here. And then now you're still in it. It broke zone and you thought that it was going to keep running and go down to this next zone, right? One of these zones down here. But you notice that, okay, I got a what? What kind of candlestick is that?
Can you erase your drawing so that way it's I don't know which one you're pointing to. You just press erase on the annotate. It should be a big eraser that'll erase everything.
I don't know. Can you guys see? It ain't erased. I think some of them other stuff are from somebody else's eraser because I can't erase everything, but it won't let me erase only what I guess it only lets you erase what you put there. But anyhow, so here, right here, yeah, there you go. What kind of candle is that right there?
It looks like an engulfing.
Yeah, that's an engulfing candle, and it had just broke support. So then now this created a new support zone. It created a new support zone right there. So that's and that might be a support zone. I don't see. I see it's one down here, but new support zone. So now it ended up boom, get an engulfing candle, and then it took off. So if you once it broke resistance right here, if you were staying in the trade and it went back up here, you got in the trade up here. You were riding it. It wasn't showing you anything. It gave you an engulfing right here. Gave you an engulfing right here. So if you wanted to, you could have got out because you was a little nervous and scared. But indication is showing you that it's on its way to test that next zone if you trust, you know what I'm saying, what tends to happen. So it did exactly that. It went up, kind of faked out a little bit, went up, and then it came down to test the zone. And then eventually broke that zone. If you wanted to, you could have got out somewhere right around here. Or you could have waited until you got a clear indication that it was the trend was about to turn. And this right here was probably a great indication that the trend was about to end. And then now look, it had a engulfing there, had another big, huge candle. And this is usually probably the banks that started to push this back up.
I get what you're saying, Anthony. And I think for me, what I'm going to do next week on my demo is mark up. I like to use NOS 100 as well. And I'm familiar with marking it up like you taught us a couple of weeks ago. Every time it hits a support line or resistance line, I'm going to trade with the trend like you're saying. I understand if the price is overbought according to the RSI, that will be a clear indication it's going to go down. And if you are in it for X amount of time, you're going to catch a whole bunch of hundreds of pips. But just to kind of get in and out, because I like to get in and out, I would trade on that 15-minute time frame. And whenever I see a bullish engulfing candle right here, or even right here, even if it's like a little bit of pips, I'm doing something because I know it's going to continue to go up, every time it hits my support and resistance line.
Okay.
And I just want to try it out and see, because honestly, I've been practicing with the institutional trading. Paul and I have been going over it. So we're identifying the order blocks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to do is take the advice. I'm going to start looking at the signals just to try to, get the concept of everything, which I feel like I have it. And then also, getting in and out, marking up my chart, and buying and selling depending on where the support and resistance lines are, and then build up from there. But at least I can be making $50 to $100 a day just doing that.
Right, exactly. So really the key, because I didn't realize how late it is, but I do got another appointment coming up. But this right here is, if you guys need help marking up your charts, then just let us know, and then we'll just help you guys get your charts marked up. But again, you have to actually go and do a little bit of studying. And my biggest recommendation, which I think is the most powerful thing, is the Candlestick Bible. And here's why I say that you want to do the Candlestick Bible. Since the Candlestick Bible came around in the 80s, it has made tons of bankers and billions and trillions of dollars. The candlestick was once, a secret. China, and I think it was China, kind of kept it secret for long times. And people didn't have access to it. And they was killing. I think they used to use it for like their rice markets or something like that. But anyhow, it's ingenious. It's years and hundreds of years of being tested. And if you learn it, it's gonna just change your trading immediately. It's all gonna start making sense. And then the strategies behind it is gonna help you as well. So I mean, does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything that I did that didn't make sense? That you're confused about?
Any questions, anybody, or anything? Anybody need any more clarity? Let us know off mute or on the chat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand things because I've been away for a while. I just started, and I was actually looking for my Candlestick Bible just now because I had just moved. So yeah, but I definitely need to get my my chart, my practice, my demo account together. But
okay, yeah, that's good, man. What'd you say, Tina?
I said the same.
Okay.
I'm gonna be.
Here's the other thing that I would tell you guys to do is that during the week, are you guys all you guys all signed up right now, right? Are you back all signed up with Tradeology? Is everybody signed up on here?
Yes.
Not as of yet, but I'm gonna get started probably next week.
Okay, so here's
I was
the
in
thing.
the other ones, but not Tradeology.
Okay,
yeah,
are you
with me.
in Legends? You guys are not with our organization with Trading Pro and then also Legends Together. Have you guys got on Telegram yet with us? Are you in our you're not in? So what happens is this: you have to get with Paul, get signed up, because here's the thing. I didn't tell you guys this. Only got a few more minutes before my next appointment. But here's the thing: I'm showing you all this to teach you because I want you guys to learn. However, our partners, we have created not only a scanner that has all this programmed in it for you, that practically gives you your entries and tell you when to go in and gives you the signal. Tomorrow, which is tonight for us, the leaders, we about to get it. We have a robot. The robot actually puts in your trades for you, and it puts your stop losses in, and it's using this exact same model that has made our partners millions and millions of dollars. And all they did was put their brains and created a scanner and created a robot that actually does this for you. And they did that for our community because we got a lot of people that work, a lot of people that's been with us for years and that just understand, but at work and can't. And our whole objective, because some of them can't trade when they want, is that they can actually be able to get the robot, join, being able to get their trades in and be able to start consistently building up their trading accounts, making $50, $100, $200 a day as you build it up. And it's already done for you. And the trades are put in for you automatically, because as soon as it hits these points, and it's trading at over a 90 I think it's like 93% success rate. So with that being said, if I were you, I would get set up, because this is just training that I'm doing with you, with Paul and some of his people. But we actually have millionaire traders where you guys can get on and they will show you exactly stuff that I'm showing you, and you can do that throughout the week. We got Radiance, she'll be on there, I think Monday. I think Joel will be doing it either I think Tuesdays and Thursdays. All the schedules come out, and it's usually at night after everybody get off from work, usually trading at like 8 p.m. They usually start at 9 p.m. between 8 and 10 p.m. They got stuff going on where you can jump on there when your kids are asleep, and you can get on there and make some stuff and learn just tons of stuff. We will be having scanner traders. We'll be having robot trading. All that stuff is coming out to our community. There is some requirements to get the robot, but the requirements, I think, for the robot is that you got to refer somebody. You got to bring 3 family members. I mean, so you get a $1 million robot practically for free, just because if you bring somebody. Now the scanner, we give that to you. I think you just got to be I forget what the requirements for the scanner, but the scanner is not none. You just got to be a member for that. But we have our own scanners, robots, all that good stuff, that these techniques and things that I'm teaching you it does it for you. So that's why it's the best time to actually, if you guys were with, I don't know, some of you guys might have been with Epic or whatever. We never used anything at Epic. We've always been our own organization. We always had our own stuff. We use Tradeology simply because they got the educational side, and then we have our own educational side. And plus we have builders in our organization. So we wanted to be somewhere where our builders will be happy, but we are a trading community. That's what we do. We trade. So that's what you want to do. Make sure that you guys get into the organization, get with Paul, get signed up, and then you guys can get plugged in and you can start practicing all this stuff. And then you'll also be able to start trading live because you guys can use the robot.
And so, Anthony, in order for everybody to set up the robot, they'll probably have to tune in with the call, because I haven't set mine up yet either, the robot. How did they get set up with that again? I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Probably have to tune in with one of those calls, right? When they talk about it.
Yeah, you talking about the robots? Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got to plug in. Yeah, they're gonna be doing it all this week. This week gonna be huge because the robot comes out officially tomorrow. So, but tonight, us the leaders, we're gonna start getting it, because all the leaders will be training. A lot of us leaders will be training our own team. So, of course, with the robot, I'll probably be doing a lot of training with y'all on that. But again,
when is the training for that?
When
is that training called tonight for that robot?
That it'll be it is all that information comes out. It comes out inside to check out the our announcement page and all that stuff. It'll let you know if it's got something going on. When I know it's a leaders meeting tomorrow too for everyone. I mean, it's a organization meeting tomorrow for everyone. So copy. I gotta prepare for this. All right, hold on. Trying to. Okay. So yeah, I just need that. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm about to actually jump into a whole nother meeting in like 1 minute. So Paul, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, sir. If you guys got any questions, Tina,
Thanks,
Jason,
Anthony.
feel free. You're very welcome. Feel free to holler at me. I know some of it might have been a little confusing, but trust me, the more you guys do it, it'll start making all the sense in the world. You just got to get plugged in, and you'll be like, oh. I mean, we got and Tina, just to tell you, in our organization, the women rule. Like they retiring. Like we got a new sister, a new girl retiring every week because they done learned.
Wow.
Like literally like that are getting. That's why you need to get plugged in. Like we're not like some other organizations. Like we actually are a trading organization, even though we have builders and people that are doing all that stuff, but we are a trading organization. We don't need any other organization. We can really be by ourselves, but because we got builders and some of our leaders as builders, we always try to stay somewhere where they can continue to grow the organization. All right.
Yeah, Paul was letting us know. That's good. Sounds good.
Okay, so good. So I'll see you guys on the next time we put a trade in. We'll probably do this again next week.
Okay.
I'll probably bring on somebody, one of my other partners, to come in and do some training with you guys, and I'll let you guys know.
Cool.
Okay.
That'll work. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
welcome.
All right.
All right, man. So Paul, I'm gonna end this, man. I'll talk to you later on tonight,
Sure.
Paul, and then we'll go from there. But you guys take care, and thank you guys for joining.
All right. Thank you.